Hi, I'm Rebecca Johnson, the Director of Workplace Wellness at Am I Hungry Mindful Eating Programs and Training. Our mission here at Am I Hungry is to change the way the world thinks about eating. And as part of this, we get to help others experience how freeing and transformational mindful eating and mindful living can really be. Now for me, this isn't just a professional endeavor. It's a very personal passion as well. Am I Hungry helped me free myself from my own struggles with eating and body many years ago. I'll tell you a little bit about that in just a minute, but before I do that, I want to tell you what this video series will be about. Today, in this video, and in the 3 that follow, we are going to offer structure and support and guidance for those of you that are ready to lead this paradigm shift that's already underway. The paradigm shift I'm talking about is the one that's moving us away from the conventional weight-focused, eat less, exercise more approach to eating and health towards a non-diet, mindfulness-based, weight-neutral one. Now, what I know from talking with many health professionals over the years, maybe even some of you watching this video, is that so many of you are ready for this paradigm shift to happen. You want to be doing this work with your clients and patients. You want your colleagues to support you and see the value in this new paradigm approach. And you want your organizations to support you with resources as well. Now, this is where things can get a little tough. I know from experience that it's one thing to believe fully in something yourself and another to get the masses on board with you. But I can tell you that this paradigm shift is already underway. You are an essential part of the process, and this can be done. In each of the videos, this one and the 3 that will follow, not only will we give you some helpful information in the video itself, we'll provide you with a free resource that you can download to read and share with others that provides more detail in addition to what I talk about in these videos. Now, before we get into the first part today, though, I want to tell you briefly about my story. So up until the age of about 20, I was one of those people who ate and moved instinctively. I had a very free and compassionate relationship with my body, and I never worried about weight. I ate what I wanted. I loved what I ate. I ate when I was hungry. I usually stopped when I was full. I ate a whole variety of foods, some for pleasure, some for nourishment. I enjoyed movement through sports and other activities. And again, I don't remember ever weighing myself or having a single concern about what I weighed. When I think back on those years, life was pretty carefree around the issues of eating and activity and body weight. And then something happened around the time I was 20. A switch kind of flipped inside of me, and although I've thought a lot about it, I'll probably never be able to fully understand all the reasons it happened. But it did, and I very quickly became a person who is preoccupied, overly focused on food and activity and body weight. I remember counting calories obsessively and worrying about fat grams. This was the 90s after all. I weighed myself every single day, and my mood really depended on what the scale said. And from that point, over the next 10 years or so, I vacillated between restrictive eating and overeating, feeling in control, feeling out of control, feeling good about myself, feeling bad about myself, all the time kind of exercising compulsively to burn as many calories as I could or to prevent weight gain, and really becoming so preoccupied with this one small aspect of my life that I could not live to my potential. Inside, I was in emotional distress, and although I was very socially applauded at that point for being a healthy person, on the inside, I was probably as unhealthy as I've ever been. Now, the first few years of this preoccupation with restrictive eating and this compensatory overeating, the first few years of being stuck in those cycles, it also coincided with my first few years in the health and wellness industry. I was teaching fitness classes and personal training, and as such, I got lots of questions from my clients and patrons about what they should be eating and how much they should be exercising, and boy, did I think I knew the answers. I told them with certainty that they needed to be eating this and not eating that, and logging their food and exercise, and weighing themselves regularly, and exercising X amount. But over time, I began to see that this approach to eating and activity and health really wasn't working. In fact, it seemed to be creating less health and happiness for me and others rather than more. As I expanded my career into health coaching and corporate wellness management, I worked with so many clients and organizations where people were experiencing preoccupation with what and how much they should eat and how much they should exercise, lots of focus on weight loss, yet very few of them were ever able to establish a balanced, peaceful relationship with food and their body. Maybe you can relate personally or professionally. Although the details may be different, perhaps you are struggling with your own preoccupation with eating and activity and body weight, or maybe you're seeing the same distressing patterns in the people you work with. If you are, and if you're like me 10 years ago, you know this isn't working, but you're not sure what else to do. Or even if you are sure what else to do, you're not sure how to get the masses on board with you. Fortunately for me, I discovered Am I Hungry about a decade ago. I remember the first time I heard Dr. May speak and introduce the mindful eating cycle, it was like a light bulb went off inside. It finally felt like I could see a different solution, that I had a way to get myself out of these frustrating cycles of restrictive eating and overeating and being preoccupied with this one small part of my life. And since then, that has proven to be true. Personally, Am I Hungry has helped me finally free myself from my own struggles with eating and body. And I have seen it help so many others since then. I've been sharing the Am I Hungry message professionally for 10 years now, and I've seen that it does just that. The approach that Am I Hungry takes to eating and self-care and health is so much more compassionate and realistic, and it really addresses the struggle at a root cause level. And that brings me back to where we started at the beginning of this video. For those of you who are already familiar with mindfulness and the power of weight neutrality, and maybe even doing this work already with your clients and patients, stay with me through this video series. We're going to have a variety of resources that will help you expand your knowledge and really lead the paradigm shift further in your own world. For those of you who are new to this, just learning or want some more information, I think you're also going to really like what we have in store for you. So here's the first piece I want you to know today. What I want you to know is that unequivocally, the evidence supports these new paradigm approaches of non-diet, mindfulness-based, and weight neutrality. There is no lack of evidence indicating that we really need to shift away from the conventional weight-focused approach, and that these new paradigm solutions are promising alternatives. Now, if you don't already, it's important that you understand the scientific conclusions around this paradigm shift, at least at a general level. And that's what this first resource that I'm going to share with you today is about. It's a white paper that you can access by clicking on the link below this video. It's called Mindful Eating: Shifting the Focus from Weight to Well-Being. It will give you an evidence review of why not to continue the conventional approach and what to do instead. Now, I promise this is not a long, boring academic paper. It's very easy to read, it's easy to share, and I really encourage you to check it out. And until then, remember, changing deeply entrenched paradigms is hard work, but it's absolutely possible, and this paradigm shift is already happening, and you are essential to the process. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.